Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of November 19, Tuesday. I'm Riza Diaz. We kick off today's rush with a list of class suspensions due to Typhoon Ramon. Classes in all levels, public and private, are suspended in the entire Cagayan province, in Coner, Apayao, as well as in the towns of Batac, Curimao, Lawag, Pagudpud, Paway, and Ilocos or San Nicolas in Ilocos Norte. Now in Badoc, Ilocos Norte, classes are only suspended up to senior high school. Meanwhile, in Baguio and the local government has declared class suspensions only from preschool to elementary. Meanwhile, tropical cyclone wind signals are still up in some areas in northern Luzon. Signal number 3 is raised in a northern portion of Cagayan, with Typhoon Ramon seen to barrel through at least 13 towns in the province. Now, signal number 2 is meanwhile up in Batanes, Apayao, Kalinga, Abra, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, and the remaining portions of Cagayan. Signal number 1 is raised in the northern portion of Isabela as well as Mountain Province, Benguet, Ifugao, and La Union. Now, classes in preschool level are automatically suspended in these areas. Now let's get the situation on Cagayan with Dindo Flora, who's reporting on the ground. Dindo, magandang umaga. Kamusta ang sitwasyon dyan?
Risa, bagamat hindi direktang tinumbok ng Bagyong Ramon itong bayan ng Santa Ana, Cagayan, naramdamin pa rin natin ang hagupit nito. Malakas na pagbuhos ng ulan na sinabayan ng malakas na pagbugso ng hangin ang naranasan dito pasado alauna ng madaling araw. May ilang puno at sanga ang naghambalang nasa kalsada. Dahil sa hampas ng hangin, may ilang barangay din ang nawala ng supply ng kuryente. May dadaanan pa tayong van na napunta na sa palayan dahil na rin sa lakas ng hangin at dulas ng kalsada. Risa, sa ngayon, nasa mahigit 100 evacuees na ang nasa Santa Ana Gym na nagsisilbing ngayong evacuation area. Karamihan sa mga evacuees ay galing sa Barangay Rapuli kung saan naganap nga yung pagbaha noong nakarang linggo nung dumating dito yung Bagyong Kel. Para sa kanila, maging maganda naman yung pagkaroon ng forced evacuation dahil nagpapasalapan nga sila dahil dun sa naranasan nila nung nakaraang linggo na muntik silang malunod. At sa ngayon daw pagkakataon ay talagang handang-handa silang lumikas para sa kanilang kaligtasan. Riza?
Maraming salamat. That was Dindo Flora reporting live from Cagayan. Now, Ramon has intensified into a typhoon, so let's get more weather updates from Raymond Ordinario, who's on the line, joining us from the Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Raymond, good morning. Raymond?
Yes, good morning, Risa.
Raymond, magandang umaga. We would like to know, where is Typhoon Ramon headed as of the moment?
So, as of the moment, it's still, as of 4 a.m., it's still located around 120 kilometers east of Calayan, Cagayan, and it's still moving on towards the Babuyan group of islands.
Raymond, now that it has intensified into a typhoon, will it continue to gain strength or will it be weakening in the next coming days?
So, as we expected, after it made landfall over the Babuyan Island, and due to the interaction of the northeast monsoon, we expected it to weaken slightly, and because we also have a forecast that will recurve towards the southwest direction.
So, let's just clarify. Typhoon will make landfall on the Babuyan group of islands, and then it will exit?
So what we can forecast is that after it makes landfall over the Babuyan group of islands, it is expected to recurve towards the southwest. So it will move towards and going back to the northern Cagayan area, and it will go and traverse the Ilocos region. Then it will exit around the Ilocos Norte area, and it will move towards the West Philippine Sea.
Now, with the Typhoon Ramon's presence, do we expect heavy rain in other areas other than, of course, in the northern part of Luzon?
So as of now, what we are monitoring is its impact over the extreme northern Luzon area and the northern Luzon area. And aside from that, we do not expect any more rains on any parts of the country.
How about gale warnings? Again, we'd like to know do we have any gale warnings as of the moment?
Yes, we still have gale warning raised over the eastern coast of southern Isabela, together with Zambales and Bataan. So we're still reminding our fisher folks and those who have small sea crabs of those seabirds not to venture out to the sea because we're still expecting high waves due to the Typhoon Ramon and this our northeast monsoon.
Raymond, we understand there's another LPA also.
Yes, there is another low pressure area, and as of 4 a.m., it was estimated around 930 kilometers east of Gilman Eastern Samar, and we have a forecast to develop it into a tropical depression within the next 24 hours. But as of the moment, it doesn't have any effect on our weather as well as the movement of Typhoon Ramon.
Okay, maraming salamat. Thank you very much. That was Mr. Raymond Ordinario reporting from the Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Meanwhile, a 5.9 magnitude quake jolted parts of Mindanao last night. The quake happened around 9 in the evening with its epicenter at Kadingilan, Bukidnon. Now, this resulted in damages to properties, including government offices and the Kawayanon Church in Manolo, Fortich. Now, the quake was also felt in other parts of the province. Now, these include the Simbulan Hospital, which sustained cracked walls and ceilings and shattered glass. Now, the Cotabato Regional Center was also not spared from the quake, where some patients would not evacuate immediately due to the severity of their conditions. And because of the quake, some LGUs in Mindanao decided to declare class suspensions today. These include classes in all levels in Cotabato City and Kadingilan, Quezon, and Valencia City in Bukidnon. The tremors in Mindanao struck at about 8 kilometers northwest of Kadingilan town with a depth of around 5 kilometers. Now, because of this, up to intensity 6 was felt at several parts of the province from Kadingilan, and these include Kalilangan, Don Carlos, Maramag, Kitaw-Taw, and San Fernando. While intensity 5 was felt in Damulog, Talakag, and Valencia, also in Bukidnon, now as well as in Midasayap, Kidapawan, and Marawi City in Cotabato. Meanwhile, intensity number 4 was felt in Impasugong and Malaybalay, Bukidnon, Antipas, and Cotabato City in Cotabato. Now, same goes for Davao City, Cagayan de Oro City, Coronadal, South Cotabato, Malungon, and Sarangani in Rosario, Agusan del Sur. However, intensity 3 was felt in Malitbog, Bukidnon, Tupi, South Cotabato, Iligan City, Gingoog, and Matikaw in Misamis Oriental, Tubod in Bacolod in Lanao del Norte, Alabel, Sarangani in Pagadian, and Zamboanga del Sur. Intensity 2 was also felt in Polomolok, Lake Cebu, and Tampakan in South Cotabato, Dipolog, Sindangan, and Polanco in Zamboanga del Norte, as well as in General Santos City, Kiamba, Sarangani, Mambajao, Camiguin, and Molave in Zamboanga del Sur. And intensity number 1 was felt in Zamboanga City and Bisilig in Surigao del Sur. Now, despite being more than a week in her job or her new job as co-head in ICAD, Vice President Leni Robredo apparently isn't holding a cabinet member position, at least according to President Duterte. However, Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles says a cabinet position is irrelevant to being an effective drug czar. Palace has yet to confirm Duterte's statement that Robredo indeed does not have a position in the cabinet. Recall that Robredo once barred by President Duterte himself from attending cabinet meetings, or barred, from attending cabinet meetings back when she was still housing chairman. After claiming that she risked revealing state secrets, Robredo insists she will keep confidential information passed on to her. And Jenny Dongon has the full report.
The vice president is in a bind. To effectively do her job as drug czar, she needs all available information, the baseline data, she calls it. According to her spokesperson, her request for more crucial information, like the list of high-value targets in the drug war, is being stonewalled by administration's officials. This despite the fact that the president himself had previously gone public about drug matrices.
Actually, hindi namin maintindihan what the big deal is with respect to high-value targets. The president himself has on several occasions named mga taong sinasabi niyang involved dito sa drug trade, including at one point mga public officials, member ng PNP, member ng mga LGUs.
Duterte had warned that the disclosure of classified information by Robredo to foreign entities and individuals will cost her drug czar post. Former PNP chief and now Senator Panfilo Lacson said it is a fair warning coming from the president. Senator Lacson said not even the second highest official in the country can share with anybody, much less a foreign country, classified intel that could compromise national security. But the senator is confident that Robredo is aware of the basic rules in handling classified materials. When asked at the sidelines of the Senate budget hearing, VP Lenny was quick to ensure confidentiality.
Yung assurance naman, lahat na sensitive information.
Meanwhile, PDEA Director General Aaron Aquino said he is willing to present to the Vice President the high-value targets list she has requested, but with one condition, that this will be divulged to her in a closed-door meeting with people that have security clearance. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.
Now here are the biggest stories from the dailies. Excited for some refund on your commute? Well, ride-hailing firm Grab has been fined some 23 million pesos for breaching price commitments. Business World reports that the fine includes a 5 million peso refund to Grab riders who used the service between February and May. At the House of the Representatives, the measure seeking to impose a franchise and withholding tax to offshore gaming operations has passed the Ways and Means panel. Business World reports that the committee approved the bill subjecting POGOs to a 5% franchise tax and a 25% withholding tax for foreign workers earning at least 600,000 annually. And this from Pangmasa. Miss Universe Japan 2019 Ako Kamo will be donning a Pinoy-made gown to the Miss Universe coronation night. Designer Joel Escobar proves his work is truly world-class, having produced about 15 gowns worn by queens in international pageants. And just like Miss Japan 2018 Yumi Kato, Kamo will complete her wardrobe with Filipino creations, including the work of Escobar and student designers from Slim's Fashion School. Senate Minority Leader Frank Rilon questioned the 50 million peso cauldron used in official SEAGames activities. The lawmaker says it's unreasonably priced. Manlos Baños has the full report.
Standing tall and imposing at 50 meters high, this cauldron at the New Clark City Interlac will be lit for the 30th Southeast Asian Games. But even before it gets ignited, the structure and the team behind its construction is already coming under fire. The cauldron, made of steel and designed by national artist for architecture Bobby Manyosa, costs 50 million pesos. This, says Senator Franklin Drilon, is just too much.
Do you realize that at 1 million per classroom, this can construct 50 classrooms? In other words, we did away with 50 classrooms in exchange for one caldero. Is this a correct conclusion, Mr. President?
The Bases Conversion and Development Authority has clarified that it is a project of the Philippine Sports Commission. Its foundation alone costs 13.4 million pesos, while the PSC spent 32 million pesos for its actual construction. They also have to pay Manyosa 4.4 million pesos for his design. Senator Sonny Angara, the budget sponsor, said the structure serves a purpose.
I think what the government was really envisioning was to, do a really impressive hosting of the games and showcase the Philippine ingenuity by using Philippine creative designers and performers.
The good sponsor, good intentioned as he is, finds difficulty justifying a 50 million caldero.
Drilon asked if the design and construction of the cauldron underwent bidding. Senator Sonny Angara says it's the PSC which has an explaining to do. According to BCDA data, facilities alone for the biennial meet already hit 11 billion pesos. According to the BCDA, the 2,000-seater aquatic center costs 2.1 billion pesos. The athletic stadium, which has a 20,000 seating capacity, is valued at 3.36 billion pesos. The athletes' villa is pegged at 1.77 billion pesos, while the River Park Corridor Roads and Parks costs 1.24 billion pesos. The facility's maintenance cost is at 188 million pesos yearly. And once the games are done, Drilon urges that a special audit be done on SEAGames expenses. Reporting for News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
The 30th Southeast Asian Games will fire first gun in a couple of days. Now, the local organizing committee says they're already on a game time mode. The Athletes Village in the New Clark City will open on Thursday to welcome the first trickle of SEAGames delegates to our country. Official broadcasters TV5 and Cignal are also gearing up for the competition, bearing their official slogan, Sama-sama sa SEAGames. TV5 will have a free telecast of basketball, boxing, billiards, and badminton events. Through 5+, viewers may also watch or catch esports, taekwondo, karate, wushu, and weightlifting. Now at Cignal Pay TV via its One Sports channel, games are all on high definition. Competition events will likewise be streamed on YouTube and Facebook Live. Spectators may also download the Cignal Play app and visit ESPN5.com for all of the latest updates. Remember, Smart is the game's official telecom partner. Now, the SEAGames is also sponsored by Fisgok, Acer Predator, MG Philippines, Manulife, Rexona, Chooks to Go, and Big Boss Cement.
As official broadcasters, our goal is to provide the most comprehensive, up-to-date, and in-depth programming and airing of this historic event.
The values we learn from sports, such as perseverance, discipline, mindfulness, teamwork, passion, dedication, among others, are important values that we should apply in our daily lives to help us become better people, better Filipinos.
Powered by Smart.
And that's how today is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.